मेरे जुनू का नतीजा जरूर निकलेगा, इसी से समुंदर से नूर निकलेगा। आदाब दोस्तों, कैसे हो आप सब? मैं हूं अजीज और आप देख रहे हैं अजीज बातें। बहुत दिनों बाद मुलाकात हुई है, इसके लिए माफी। आज की वीडियो एक बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक पर है और बहुत ज्यादा ट्रेंडिंग में भी है आजकल ये टॉपिक, ग्रेडिंग सिस्टम पे। और यह वीडियो हमारे लिए बनाई है मिस अबीर ने, जो अल्जीरिया से हैं और एक सर्टिफाइड साइको काउंसलर हैं। इसके साथ साथ वो यूनिवर्सिटी लेक्चरर हैं इस्लामिक यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ मिनेसोटा यूएसए में, और काफ़ी पैशनेट रहती हैं स्टूडेंट्स को हेल्प करने में, उन्हें गाइड करने में, उन्हें काउंसलिंग करने में। वो ये नहीं देखती आप कौन सी कंट्री से हो, कौन सी लोकेशन से हो। उन्होंने अपना वर्ड पर्सपेक्टिव, वर्ड क्या सोचता है इस ग्रेडिंग सिस्टम को लेकर, इस वीडियो में बताया है। आप इस वीडियो को एंड तक जरूर देखिए। मैं 2 साल पहले उनसे मिला था, लिंक्डइन पे हमारे कनेक्शन हुई थी और तब से आज तक मैं बराबर उससे कांटेक्ट। हम जो बंद कमरे में सोचते हैं, बाहर की दुनिया उससे बहुत अलग होती है, हमें पता है। लेकिन वो बाहर की दुनिया भी हम लिमिटेड करते हैं अपनी कंट्री के बेस पे या अपनी स्टेट बेस पे। बट जब आप ऐसे लोग से मिलते हैं तो ये आपको बताते हैं कि वर्ल्ड क्या सोचता है, वर्ल्ड क्या चाहता है आपसे। तो इसी सब को लेकर जो मैं भी एक्सपीरियंस शेयर कर रहा हूँ वो सारा इसी पर्सपेक्टिव से है। और जो उन्होंने भी ग्रेडिंग सिस्टम पे बात की है वो वर्ड को लेकर किया कि वर्ड पूरा एक ग्रेडिंग सिस्टम के अंदर बंद है। वीडियो के बाद मैं फिर से मिलता हूँ, तब तक।
Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum. So before I introduce myself, I just would like to place a small disclaimer out there that this video is supposed to exclusively be featured on Aziz Atif YouTube channel. For people that don't know Aziz is a brilliant Indian YouTube content creator. He's an amazing tech student and a community of practice leader. He has done so much for his community and his uni, so please make sure to give him all the love that you can offer. And he just reached out to me and he said, Abby, you've been in education and the educational industry for so long. Do you have a certain topic close to heart that you would like to discuss? And I was like, of course I do. So this is a great chance for me to discuss some of my ideas, which are strictly personal and they do not reflect any entity, establishment, university, my employment status. It's completely and utterly personal, and I take full responsibility for everything that I say in this small expert. So basically, today I just would like to talk about the number one stress for students that are either in secondary school level or university. So let's first talk about what we learned to believe a successful student should be. And I'm sure that the first thing would pop up is that a smart student is someone who will excel in all the subjects, they will get great marks, they will be on top of their classes, they have some sort of genius abilities, and they're extraordinary. And to some extent, that's absolutely correct and true, but that's not what a successful student is. And I believe that a lot of people later on in their life, they feel lost or they just fail their professional life because they have all of those preconceived ideas of how life should be and how success should look like. And this is absolutely devastating to someone's characters and personality, you know, especially if someone is in the process of developing that personality and that character that's going to give them a boost in society. When I was a student myself many years ago, I was taught that a great student is someone who gets straight A's. Anything less than that is a failure. And for a great deal of time, I never really looked into it, to the fact that I was never tested according to my skills and how I acquired certain competencies. It was at the end of the year that all of the value or all of that educational value was just summed up in that mark or grade transcript that I would deliver to my parents, whether I'm just on top of my class or I just failed miserably with just a passing grade. That created a lot of stress because I felt the need to always overwork and overachieve, and that haunted me later on in life. Specifically in my university years, when I went to uni, I just got an epiphany looking at people that really maintained skills, developed their skills, but they weren't necessarily excelling on a grade level, which is very bizarre if you think about it. If you are able to achieve something in real life, then how come you can't achieve that on a piece of paper? And perhaps you can give me your solutions or your answers to this. And it was always just a question hovering like a cloud on me. For me, I always overworked, even if I didn't fully grasp a concept, if I didn't grasp an idea, I would just memorize it. I would deliver things I don't necessarily understand, but I would receive good grades, and that's how I guess I was perceived to be successful. No one really like tested me on the on a competence based. It was later on when I became an educator myself that I really got the answer to that question. I had brilliant students who I never knew that they were brilliant until they just spoke to me and showed me things. When I would just like grade a paper, like an exam or a test paper, they would just get a very average to low grades slash marks. And teaching 200 students doesn't really give you a chance to get to know them personally, so you just assume that this student is average. But then you go to their projects and you see the technical skills, and you just look at them and you ask yourself, did you do this? So little by little, as I accumulated my experiences in life, I realized that grades are in no way a translation to your skills, and that pushed me into the idea of trying to raise awareness among my students that failure doesn't equal bad grades. Bad grades doesn't translate to a successful student, but great grades do not translate to a good student as well. And that was very confusing to them, because as human beings, we all want a clear-cut equation. This is good, this is bad. If I do this, that means that I'm such a thing. If I do the other thing, that's what I am. And that's completely not true. Back in 2017, I've established a virtual platform called the Algerian Desk Institute. It was mainly for Algerians. I am Algerian, from Algeria in North Africa, and I just wanted to start off with something that I'm familiar with. And we've helped approximately over 5,000 students into gaining self-confidence, into achieving good grades, but most importantly, into getting the training that they need. Because subsequently, when you gain a skill, the grading is just the cherry on top. It's not the main objective. Back in the day, our students, and even now, unfortunately, that some of the university do focus on the need of achieving high grades in order to be perceived as a good student, which will give you that confidence, which is a fake confidence, that you will be hired or you'll be given internships and HRs will perceive you as this successful person. So throughout the initiative that started off back in 2017, the ADI, or the Algerian Desk Institute, we wanted to create some entrepreneurial concepts within the subjects that were taught to students. And I do highly believe that nowadays our students do not need to learn mathematical equations that will be just a hostage of a textbook. We would like to teach them how to do their taxes. We'd like to teach them how to understand interest and rates. We would like to teach them about stocks, about stock market. We would like to teach them how a good investment should be. We need to teach them about ethics, work ethics, business ethics. They need to learn the street intelligence that they will need in real life, because a lot of university students who achieved high grades throughout all of their education really failed tremendously professionally. subsequently it really like destroyed any confidence they had in themselves, and they couldn't translate that theory that they were so good in to a practical, I guess, experience. Um, so I do believe that nowadays our students stress over things that are completely ridiculous just because a set of administrations, parents, society, societal norms are trying to kind of like fit inside a human being's build, and it became like a firmware that is very, very difficult to crack and to modify. But as any software that require constant updates, I think that we need to move from traditional education to a customized education where we do not judge a student based on their academic achievement, but rather than their competences and their skills and how they do things and how they do achieve things. And also I do encourage the need of completely leaving an academy and research as the main, I guess, compass of success, and just use that as a tool in order to produce things. And I really love the fact that during COVID-19, a lot of people that didn't acquire any skills, they didn't have any university degrees, acquired so many skills and competencies, especially in the tech industry, like coding, software engineering, building websites, things that you normally don't see, and you just think that you need to go to university in order to acquire those sets of, I guess, blocks of knowledge. It was a very insightful to realize how people are still criticizing their youth based on that. I just would like to end this by saying that HRs, when they look at your CV, they're not looking at your grades. They're looking at the internships that you had. They're looking for specific sets of instructions that will translate to you getting a job or a paid internships. And that is this person doing anything? Is this person producing anything? Did this person take a training that is valid and practical? So trust me, on your CV, you're not going to be placing your transcripts. You're not going to be saying I got an A on this subject and a B on that subject. I'm just saying that focus on the skills and the competences. If you feel that you've acquired them and you do not translate that into grades, that doesn't mean that you're not smart enough. That doesn't mean that you're not good enough. It just means that somehow the questions that were delivered to you were misunderstood by you, or you don't do well with papers. Some people can do things with their hands, but they just can't translate that on a piece of paper. And I think it's unfair to put a unified system of grading and to assessing and evaluating students, regardless of their differences and their backgrounds and their psychological build. So at the very end, I would like to send this message to all of the students out there approaching their finals, their exams. Just remember that exam is just like a bridge to cross, and that they just need to relax. You guys need to relax. An exam is just a passing path towards something greater. Focus on doing things and producing things, and remember that the most successful people did not go to college. That doesn't mean that I don't encourage you to just get C's and get D's. I do believe that if you do grasp something fully, you're just gonna get the grades anyway. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this. I can't wait to see your comments. Have a great day and good luck. Bye.
उम्मीद कि आपको यह वीडियो और यह टॉपिक पसंद आया होगा और आप इस ग्रेडिंग सिस्टम पर क्या सोचते हैं उनकी बात से कितना एग्री या डिसएग्री करते हैं, हमें ज़रूर बताइएगा। बाकी हाँ, लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर करिएगा। लेट्स शो आवर लव टू हर। मिलते हैं बहुत जल्द एक नए एपिसोड के साथ, तब तक अलविदा।